Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Judge Healis. You're here today for first appearance. The purpose of this hearing is to inform you of the charges against you and determine whether there is probable cause for your arrest. Probable cause just means that it's more likely than not that you committed the crime that you've been arrested for. As you appear before me today, you're considered not guilty of what you've been charged with. That status will remain with you through each stage of these proceedings up until changed by the state attorney's office if they prove the case against you beyond and to the exclusion of every reasonable doubt. In all likelihood, you're arrested on a warrant or a new charge. Either way, you were given a bond pursuant to the bond schedule for the 5th Judicial Circuit. I will determine whether to keep that bond the same, increase it, decrease it, or whether there are any other conditions of release that will be imposed upon you. You're entitled to have a lawyer represent you at each stage of these proceedings. If you cannot afford to hire one, I will appoint the public defender's office for you today. You're also entitled to make a phone call to let friends, family, or your lawyer know where you are. If you haven't had the opportunity to get that phone call yet, please let me know. Make sure you get that phone call today. Finally, most importantly, you have the right to remain silent, and I encourage you to do so. These hearings are recorded, and there is an assistant state attorney in this court writing down everything that you say. So anything you say about the facts of your case can and will be held against you in the prosecution of your case down the road. At this time, I'd like everyone to raise your right hand so I can place you under oath.
Raise your right hand.
Solemnly swear or affirm the testimony before the court will be the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth.
Swear.
Very good. Put your hands down. As I call your name, please come forward. Dominique Ellis Johnson. Have your date of birth?
12/24/94.
You are here today for a domestic battery. I found probable cause for your arrest. Do you want the public defender's office to represent you?
Yes, ma'am.
I'll appoint the public defender's office. State, is there any history?
Judge, there is a, looks like a failure to appear in 2016. It doesn't indicate what the charge was, so I can't tell the court that. But
Okay. Anything else?
there was an August of 2019, there was a battery with no disposition on it. That's here in Hernando.
Okay. All right. Ms. Johnson, I have an address to you on Darby Lane in Brooksville. Is that where you live?
Yes, ma'am.
How long have you lived there?
2 years?
Okay. Do you have a job?
No, ma'am.
All right. Are you on probation right now for the 2019 battery?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, I need to order that you have no contact with Yolanda Johnston. Don't have any contact with her whatsoever. Do not call, do not write, do not email, do not go within 500 feet of her residence, employment, school, or vehicle. No social media or technological contact with her whatsoever. I do not even have any third-party contact with her. Do you understand?
Yes,
If
ma'am.
you do have any contact with her while this case is pending, you could be charged with another crime and held without bond. I need to hold you until 4 o'clock today in case she wants to file any civil paperwork against you so we know where to find you. And I'm going to set your bond at $1,000, and we'll see you back to court on March 11th at 9 o'clock.
Okay.
Thank you.
You go.
Stephen Colwell. Have your date of birth?
11/21/1987.
Okay. You are here today for 2 counts of possession of controlled substance, a possession of paraphernalia, possession of a weapon by a felon, and a grand theft. There's probable cause for all of those. There's also a violation of probation here as well. There's probable cause for that. Do you want the public defender's office to represent you on all of these?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'll appoint the public defender's office on both of these cases. The bond, there's no bond on the violation of probation. So we're going to keep you no bond until you appear back in front of Judge Merritt on March 17th at 9 o'clock. For your new cases, I'm going to keep all of those bonds the same. So to a total of $21,000, and you have the same court date, March 17th. And someone from the public defender's office will come out and see you soon, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. Richard Graham. Can I have your date of birth?
12/10/62.
Okay. You're here today for a domestic battery. I found probable cause for your arrest. Do you want the public defender's office?
No.
Okay. Are you withdrawing from something right now, or are you injured?
I haven't had a phone call. I've got chest pains, and my lawyer is Jimmy Brown.
Okay.
They put me in a cell and I've been with no blanket and I've been freezing all night. And
Okay.
I don't know why I'm a lunatic.
All right. So you're just angry. All right. I just wanted to make sure that you understood what was going on today.
Pardon me?
I just wanted to make sure that you understood what was going on today.
No.
Okay. Well, you've been
I
charged.
signed a lot of stuff. I don't even know what I signed because I
Okay.
can't write with my right hand.
All right.
I got a broken arm.
Okay. Well, Joe, is he going to be going over to the hospital, or what's the deal?
No, ma'am. The X-ray technicians are actually here today to
Okay.
see him when he's on the first appearance. And once he's done making suicidal statements, he'll be cleared by mental health and placed in general population.
Okay.
He has been evaluated for his chest pains as well by the nursing staff.
Okay. Do you know if he's on any medication right now that?
Evaluated by nursing staff all day and said something to me about his Prozac. I didn't say
Okay.
nothing.
Okay.
I told him I didn't have my blood pressure medication or nothing. It's
All
not
right. Very
true.
good. Jay, is there any history?
I'm sorry, Judge, is
It's
this
just they have. They
Graham or is this Cruz?
try to put my
Graham.
Prozac and I don't need
And I
Prozac.
was looking at the wrong paperwork, so I
Okay.
apologize. Yes, there is a history. In 2017, he had a battery by strangulation that was dropped. In 2014, he also had a disorderly conduct that was reduced from a battery. 2010, reckless driving. 2009, a violation of domestic violence injunction and a battery. In 2009, another battery and a domestic assault. 2007, a disorderly conduct. And then we're going back into the 90s and the 80s.
Yeah, I see 19 batteries in 1982, 2009, 2010, and 2014.
Yes.
So, okay. I need to order that you have no contact with Devin Graham. Don't have any contact with him whatsoever. Do not call, do not write, do not email. Stay 500 feet away from his employment, school, vehicle, and no social media or technological contact with him whatsoever. I'm going to hold you until 4 o'clock today in case Devin wants to file an injunction against you so we know where to serve you. I'm going to set your bond at $5,000, and we're going to see you back in court on March 17th.
Ma'am,
Yes, sir?
I got dogs in the house. Nobody has a key. 2 weeks ago, I've been updating Jimmy Brown with his personal number, phone number, and I got dogs in the house. I changed the locks from my son two weeks ago, and there was a 911 call. My phone died, and the cop showed up. Because when I call 911, I live on the end of Hernando County on the north end, and it always goes to the citrus counties. And he tried to break.
Okay, sir, let me ask you something, Mr. Graham.
Nobody to let him out.
Mr. Graham, let me ask you one question. Do I look like Jimmy Brown?
I got dogs that
Yeah.
you probably arrest me. If I
You
let
need to
me-
talk to Jimmy Brown about these things, not me. Okay? You can go now.
Okay.
Charles Cruz.
Yes, ma'am.
Can I have your date of birth?
3174.
Okay. You are here today for 5 counts of possession of controlled substance and 1 count of driving on suspended driver's license. There's probable cause for your arrest. Do you want the public defender's office?
Yes, ma'am.
I'll appoint the public defender's office for you, other than the driving record, which I have. Anything else?
Yes, Judge. He just resolved a battery and violation of pretrial release on January 3rd of this year.
Of probation?
No, it looks like a time served of 6 days. 2017 petty theft, 2015 violation of probation, 2015 grand theft, 2013 petty theft. Several possession charges from 2007 that were sent to PTI, and then a 2005 and 2001 DUI.
Okay. All right, Mr. Cruz, where are you living these days?
8341 High Point Boulevard.
How long have you been there?
Well, I would say it's coming up on a year.
Okay. Do you have a job?
I work for myself part-time.
What kind of work do you do?
I do landscaping, painting, basically handyman kind of stuff.
Okay, perfect. All right, I'm going to keep all your bonds the same, and we're going to see you back to court on March 17th at 9 o'clock.
What was the total on the bond?
$11,000.
Alright, so that's what, 1,000 and something?
You can talk to a bondsman about that, okay?
Merci.
Now I look like a bondsman.
Merci.
Okay.
Wesley Harper. Can I confirm your date of birth, please?
4/21/86.
All right. You are here today for a trafficking charge and a racketeering violation. I think you were given no bond just until first appearance. Not really sure why, but it's no bond for right now. And there is probable cause for your arrest. And probable cause was established by Judge Scaglione when he signed the warrant. Do you want the Public Defender's Office to represent you?
Yes, please, ma'am.
All right. I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office. Is there any history?
Yes, Judge. He was just released from DOC 2 days ago on similar charges. He spent about a year and a half in there, I think. It was February, fleeing to elude, possession of controlled substance, possession of cocaine, possession of marijuana, driving on a suspended license.
Do we have a warrant?
All right. I'm a little confused then. He was just released 2 days ago, you said?
Yes, and this just caught up with him. I do have
Okay, because these are 2016 cases.
correct.
Okay.
So all of the cases that he was released on occurred around the same time.
And that was 2016 was before he was sentenced, I presume.
Yes, it looks like he was sentenced in early 2019, late 2018. He went into DOC. I have it.
So it looks like they waited, because all of this information they had in 2016, it looks like they waited until his release to file them. It doesn't,
That
Yes,
part I
ma'am.
can't,
because the warrant was signed on February 14th of this year.
and I can't explain that. I know that there was I got an email from the statewide prosecutor's office who has been handling these cases, and he asked me to inform the court that a lot of his prior charges also involve RICO type situations, and the RICO count, he already has resolved 8. Wait, let's see. He's pled to many of the predicate offenses in the RICO count in the different jurisdictions. His prior history includes a battery on a law enforcement officer from 2014. And then he's a defendant who is charged with 8 others in a conspiracy to fraudulently obtain codeine from 2016 up through 2018. So it was right up until the point that he went, I believe he was arrested in neighboring counties. I can't explain why there wasn't anything done prior to that. What statewide is asking me to ask the court is if the court sets a bond that that you would include a GPS and a Nebia hold on that bond.
Okay. Mr. Harper, I have an address here, Keith Thatch Drive in Tampa. Is that where you've been staying at the past few days?
Ma'am, I've never been released from prison. I've been
I
incarcerated.
understand. Okay, so you don't have an address outside. Okay, gotcha. So let me just ask you. Hold on. I don't want you to say anything that could be getting into more trouble. So just try to stay focused. Where will you
Yes,
be
ma'am.
staying? If you're able to bond out on these charges, where will you be staying?
I'll be staying in Tampa.
In Tampa. Okay. Do you know the
Yes,
address that
ma'am.
you'll be staying at?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Is it the Keith Thatch Drive?
No, my family's moved from there. I can supply you the address.
Is it the Paradise Palm Circle?
No, that's my mother's address,
Okay.
just so that you guys can send mail.
Okay, I got you. Okay, you need to provide an address to the jail before we'll allow you to bond out. I need an address where you're going to be at if you're able to bond out. Okay.
I can give it to you now if you want.
Oh, okay. I thought you didn't know it, but okay, that's fine. Go ahead.
Oh, it is 18903 Pebble Link Circle, apartment number 203 in Tampa, Florida.
Okay. And who lives there?
My daughter's mother and my daughter.
Okay.
And that's the same address I supply DOC to as my release address.
Very good.
And I also would like it to be noted that this county is the county that initially gave me my prison sentence. And it wasn't for a RICO Act. It was for obtaining a controlled substance by fraud.
Okay. Are you technically out on parole right now?
No, ma'am, I EOS, and they placed the detainer on me the day before I EOS.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Well, you're entitled to bond. I'm going to give you a bond. I'm not going to order the GPS because you haven't given me any. You haven't violated your bond conditions, and these offenses are from 2016. So I don't know what the deal with that is, but I'm going to give you a bond. It's $25,000 each, a total of $50,000. We'll see you back to court on March 17th at 9 o'clock. Is that the right date? March 17th? It sounds like a Hitzman day.
No, it's a merit day.
Is it? So March 17th, 9 o'clock? That's right? Yeah. Okay.
And Judge, is the court going to order a Nebia hold or on the bond so that he has to provide basis for how he obtained the bond condition?
No, I mean, I would have if he had gone out and committed these but these are from 2016. I'm not going to do that. So, I mean, he's been in prison for 4 years. Okay, thank you, sir.
Yes, ma'am, thank you.
All right. Joshua Hunt. Can I have your date of birth?
5/13/88.
All right. You are here today for a DUI, a hit and run, and a reckless driving.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. All right. I found probable cause for count 1 and count 2. Count 3 is going to be no probable cause. Do you want the public defender's office to represent you?
Yes, ma'am.
I'll appoint the public defender's office. I have his driving record. There's nothing on there. Is there anything else from the state?
2015 domestic battery, 2014 uttering a forged instrument, 2012 there was a failure to appear. Looks like it might have been on charges that were eventually dropped, and that's all I show.
Okay. All right. I have an address here on Alpine Circle in Brooksville. Is that where you live?
Yes, ma'am.
How long have you lived there?
About 5 years.
Do you have a job?
Yes, ma'am.
What kind of work do you do?
AC.
I'm going to set your bond at $500 on count 1, count 2, count 3 will be ROR. We'll see you back to court March 11th at 9 o'clock.
Thank you.
Robert Morse. Can I have your date of birth?
June 14th, 1967.
1967?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. On
67.
Okay, I gotcha. It says 62 on the PC, so that's good. All right, you were here today for domestic battery. I found probable cause for your arrest. Do you want the public defender's office to represent you?
Yes, ma'am.
Point the public defender's office, and is there any history?
A charge that was sealed, but other than that,
Okay.
no.
I have an address for you on McGee Street in Wikiwachi. Is that where you live?
Yes, ma'am.
How long have you lived there?
2.5 years.
Do you have a job?
Yes, ma'am. Pest control.
Okay, very good. All right, I need to order that you have no contact with Loretta Knowles. Don't have any contact with her at all. Do not call, do not write, do not email. Do not go within 500 feet of her home, her vehicle, her work, and no technological or social media contact with her whatsoever. You do live with her, so you will be permitted through law enforcement one time to go get some basic needs that you have, but you need a law enforcement escort to do that. Don't go out there on your own, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Could I send my mom or sister if they get along with her? If she allows it?
You can, as long as you're not relaying any messages and as long as it's okay with Loretta. So you can
Yes, ma'am.
don't have any direct contact with her and don't relay any messages to her, okay? I need to hold you
Yes,
until
ma'am.
4 o'clock today in case she needs to file any civil paperwork against you. I'm going to set your bond at $500 and we're going to see you back to court March 11th at 9 o'clock.
Thank you.
All right, thanks. Xavier Rodriguez.
Your Honor, he's on it.
Yeah. And Brian Tochterman. Can I have your date of birth?
2/1991.
All right, you are here today for a grand theft, providing a false name to law enforcement, and resisting an officer without violence. Your bond amounts are currently a total of $7,000. I found probable cause for your arrest. Do you want the public defender's office to represent you?
Yes, ma'am.
I'll appoint the public defender's office.
Judge, yes, it looks like he was he was released from DOC after serving 3 months there in April of 2019. That was on a grand theft. There was a violation of probation and a failure to appear on those charges. Several violations of probation on grand theft. 3 grand thefts from 2017. 2017 resisting without violence, grand theft, and those were from 2016. That's the Florida history. From North Carolina, from 2014, and there was, from 2012 there was a petty larceny, it looks like. From 2014, we have obtaining property by false pretenses, possession of stolen goods. There was a felony probation violation, another violation of probation, obtaining property by false pretenses, possession of stolen goods, breaking and or entering, larceny after breaking or entering, another breaking and or entering, larceny after breaking or entering, and then another set of charges with misdemeanor larceny, breaking and or entering, larceny after breaking or entering, larceny by removing or destroying looks like some kind of a court document, I believe. Obtaining property by false pretense, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those, breaking and or entering, and then from 2016, breaking and entering with intent to commit a felony, larceny from a merchant, possession of stolen goods, false pretenses and cheat. Those were all felonies.
Okay. I have an address for you in Temple Terrace, Florida. Is that where you live?
Yes, ma'am.
How long have you lived there?
Almost 4 years.
Do you have a job?
No, ma'am.
Okay. I'm going to set your bond at $10,000, $2,000, and $2,000. That's a total of $14,000. We'll see you back to court on March 17th at 9 o'clock, okay?
Thank you.
All right, that's it for first appearance, but we do have Mr.